You look well rested.
Good morning. Couldn't sleep. So I did. We'll talk about this coming up in a little bit. Did the sleep study last night, and they wire you all up, and I actually took a few photos. I hate pictures of myself at this point. So
I thought you weren't allowed to have your phone.
No, they let you. Yeah,
oh, okay.
They just ask you to. They're watching you. So if you're sitting in there texting, they can. There's a monitor. They'd say, we'd prefer it if you would. They're very, very friendly. Nancy was my technician. She was very, very good. And so you go in, you sleep, and they wire you up. And I don't know, I forgot what she told me. Many, many wires coming out of me. And they put it, and it's hard because you imagine, have you ever worn one of those TENS units?
Yes.
So there you put usually 4 wires.
Mm-hmm.
And how often have you been tangled up on that? The wire comes out and you zap the daylights out of yourself.
Yeah.
I've done that a few
So
times.
did you have the mask on, too? Because I think
No.
I can see.
No. These are all the little dots all over me from the from the little what would you call them?
Yeah.
The probes. You could call them probes.
Sensors.
Sensors.
Yeah,
is what they would be.
It was so funny because I called Dr. Levine's office to try and book him for today.
They won't be ready for me today.
And so I was just kind of fascinated about what the and he said, "Oh, Bill can explain more to you," but he was almost like saying, "There's nothing I'm going to be able to tell you."
Correct.
It's so intricate, like all the things that they have to look at, and it'd be interesting to know what that is. Everything that goes into determining what's wrong.
Here's the. I think I'm going to set up a camera in my bedroom because nothing else goes on in there other than sleep. And I'm thinking, other than night terrors, so because none of that happened last night. So there's no video of me doing some weird thing. Whereas usually within a week of videotaping, you could probably capture that if it was at our house.
You could sell that.
Sell them?
We could leak it to Gawker.
Sell it, yeah.
Leak it, yeah. Look at this crazy guy. Anyway, so we'll get into some more of that. And when we have, they'll have results pretty quickly. From what I'm told, is they'll score it. It's like a test, they say, and they score it based on the numbers. But I don't think I did anything crazy. And I think I slept fairly well. I went to bed earlier than normal, and they're trying to see if there's sleep apnea. Which, by the way, if you suffer from it, the word is that it can cause stroke, it can cause heart disease, it can cause other problems down the road because it's years and years of depriving your brain of oxygen during the night hours.
Maybe that's what you need to do,
but I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it.
Is go to bed earlier. Maybe this was a sign that you need to get more sleep, and that the fact your lack of sleep is what causes the night terrors.
Maybe that's it, but certainly the fatigue during the day probably has something to do, as Nancy said, probably has something to do with the fact that you get about 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep, and that's probably it. But let me tell you, the solution that she suggested, and then she actually wrote me the prescription for the coffee, Death Wish coffee.
They write a script for that now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she didn't say that, but I was explaining that that's what I do, and you drink that coffee, and you're flying, Did
they have any thoughts on that, on not doing that? Or
you're masking the problem if you do that, obviously.
Yeah.
So I probably would be better off taking a little power nap, right? Mm-hmm. Which they say your threshold on that is anywhere from 20 minutes to 45 minutes. That's a power nap.
That's a tough timeline to kind of nail down, though, because by the time it takes you time to fall asleep, so you have to calculate your falling asleep time. Is it from when you actually lay down to 45 minutes, or is it when you finally fall asleep to 45 minutes?
I was looking at my computer. I don't know what you said.
Oh, that's all right.
I think the answer to your question is
sit.
like a 30 to 45 minute rest window, not necessarily asleep, but if you lay down
are you
for your
asking
cat
about
nap
the power
at 1,
nap, the cat nap, the power nap?
Because I usually have to do at least 2 hours.
Oh no, that's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah,
but
then
see,
you wake
I
up
feel
exhausted.
worse sometimes.
Yes,
you feel like
why.
right when you fall asleep, you wake up, and it's like, what's the point?
There is a science behind it, and that when you go into a sleep for longer than 45 minutes, you go into a full REM sleep or whatever whatever it is, and so there's a science behind it. It's not, Andrew's different. there's actually a real science behind the thing. So you got to kind of get to sleep, and then know. So okay, it's going to take me 10 minutes to get to sleep. So then you say you tack on 35 minutes to that, and
set the alarm,
and you set your alarm, and you get up, and you make a habit of it. But if you go longer, it's harder. They say you'll be groggy for the rest of the day.
I'll tell you, it's not easy to get up, though.
I've talked to you after your naps. Yeah. And I'm not sure if he's bombed or if he's napped for 2 hours.
Both.
It could be both. Okay, a lot to get into here today, so let's jump right in, and we'll let them figure out what happened. I'll tell you a few things that occurred. Obviously, they treat you really well. It's nice. It's a comfortable bed. They want you to sleep. They want it to be comfortable, and it's private.
Warm milk an option?
No food or anything. You can bring your own stuff if you'd like. They could give you water. I brought my own anyway, and that's that. Okay, so Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz is the constitutionalist. Ted Cruz is the one that is always saying, boy, that Donald Trump, you can't preach hate. Well, now Ted Cruz is out, but carefully the way he says this is that we should patrol Muslim neighborhoods and patrol, which to me is Ted Cruz trying to claw out of the basement and into Trump territory. But it's irresponsible of him to say it. He knows better. Why would we differentiate? Why wouldn't we just say we should be patrolling and step up patrols on people who are potential terrorists? That's all you would have to say, right? But instead, you got to get in there because you got to climb into Trump world. So you got to say into Muslim neighborhoods. It was really irresponsible. I can't believe he went down that road, but he did. And oh well. And then the other thing that's going on is you have Cruz and Trump going at it over their wives. And apparently,
I didn't see this.
Donald Trump. Oh, this is
that's
unbelievable.
Some school lot stuff.
This is Donald Trump apparently knows something about Ted Cruz's wife.
Trust me.
Trust me. You don't want me to talk about what I know about your wife.
Listen, I know his wife.
So
everybody does.
There's a photo out that's kind of a little fiery, sexy little photo that Donald Trump's wife has out, and she's lying in a bit of a sexy pose.
I thought you were going to talk about Ted Cruz.
It was put out, and so Trump is saying automatically that it's Ted Cruz that put it out. And Ted Cruz is saying, I didn't. Now the two are going back and forth over their wives. And Trump said, listen, you better watch out because I will reveal the information that I have on your wife. And now Trump's saying, well, she could tell you're a bully. And it's going back and forth. It is ridiculous. A lot of it's being done through Twitter. And it's just pretty crazy. On the crazy side. Hold on, Andrew. Here's Christine with an update 648.